A reading from the Gospel according to Mark. Then they sent to Jesus some Pharisees and some Herodians to trap him in what he said. And they came and said to him, "Teacher, we know that you are sincere and show deference to no one, for you do not guard people with partiality, but teach the way of God in accordance with the truth. Is it lawful to pay taxes to the emperor or not? Should we pay them or should we not?" But knowing their hypocrisy, he said to them, "Why are you putting me to the test? Bring me a denarius and let me see it." And they brought one. And then he said to them, "Whose head is this, and whose title?" And they answered, "The emperor's." And Jesus said to them, "Give to the emperor the things that are the emperor's, and give to God the things that are God's." And they were utterly amazed at him. The word of the Lord. Money, wealth, material goods play such a tricky role in our lives. You know, most of us in this world that we have created around us, I mean, we need money to get by. We need it to survive. And anyone that tells you money can't buy happiness, there's some statistics that bear out that you can't make yourself happy by having more money, but not having it can certainly make you quite unhappy. And it is very easy. I've watched, you probably have too, examples abound of people who the grip of material wealth holding on to them has brought about great suffering in the world. Jesus famously tells his disciples, "Go out and sell all of your possessions if you want to be my follower." And right then his disciples acknowledge just how hard that will be to try to get by in the world, letting go of it all. And this isn't to say that money and great wealth can't be used for great good in the world, because they can. But we need to be wary of when it can be a trap to turn us away from the love of God and to turn us toward the love of wealth. We see Jesus doesn't fall for that trap here. He's on to them. But it's fascinating that the Pharisees and the Herodians even try it to begin with. They think, we got to get rid of this Jesus guy. He's a thorn in our side. We need to get rid of him. He's affecting our money supply. That's one of the reasons they hate him so much, is because he's impacting their material wealth. And so they decide they're going to try to use money to create a situation of conflict and danger, and hopefully for them to get Jesus killed for something that he says about it. I remember being in seminary, and one of my seminary professors gave us the information that almost always when a church employee ends up embezzling from the church, it almost never starts out big. It almost always starts out small. It never starts out with the clergy person stealing $10 million out of the church endowment or stealing people's paychecks. It usually starts with taking a $5 bill out of the offering plate before it gets put into the bank collection, or a person that has a couple of $20 bills and gives it to the clergy person to feed the hungry, and the clergy person, who may not be making that much in a salary, thinks, well, I'm hungry. I have a hungry family who needs some help, and so just takes one of those $20 bills for themselves. It usually starts out small, but it can grow and it can build up like an untreated wound. It can become infected and get worse. And that's that role that money, if not properly cared for in perspective of what matters, where you put your love, where you put your attention. And yes, we need money to get by in this world, but it should always be in service of what's helping us to love God and love each other. It shouldn't be loving God and loving each other in service of what gets us wealth. And so in that way, it makes perfect sense when Jesus says, "Give to the emperor that which is the emperor's, give to God that which is God." And that will help us if we're ever finding ourselves caught in this slippery slope of wondering, what kind of grip does this material wealth have on our lives, and is it leading us in unhealthy directions? Remember, ask yourself, how can you give to the emperor what is the emperor's, and are you giving to God what is God's? Amen.